Ladies and gentlemen, if you all came here to have a good time tonight, please make some noise. All right, first I'd like to introduce the parents of the lovely bride. Would you all give a nice round of applause for Richard and Margaret Skirka? Give them a very nice round of applause. All right, since there's not a lot of people here, can y'all stand up and clap your hands with this? Come on. Come on, let's get this party going. All right, let me introduce the parents of the lovely, handsome groom. You all give a nice round of applause for Terrence and Yvonne Wagner.
All right. Let you know, girl, you're looking good, you're out of sight. All right, just move yourself. Like a 747 and you lose yourself.
Oh yeah.
In the sky, among the clouds in your helicopters.
All right, y'all. Like to introduce to you all our lovely bride and groom. Would you all please give a very nice round of applause for the new Mr. and Mrs. Nick and Erin Wagner.
This will be the one I've waited for. This will be the first time anyone has loved me. Oh, I'm so glad you found me in time, and I'm so glad.
Come on, get them hands together. Come on, clap them hands.
This will be an everlasting love for me. Because you've shown me just how much you care. You've given me the thrill of a lifetime and made me believe you've got more thrills to spare.
Come on, people.
This will be an everlasting love. Oh, yes, it will now.
Oh, we gotta do it here.
You brought a lot of sunshine into my life.
Okay.
You filled me with happiness.
Oh, take it up. Come on.
You gave me more joy than I ever dreamed of.
All right, everybody, get them hands. Come on, put them up. Let's clap them. We gotta do it.
This will be.
Come on.
You and me.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be.
Yes, it will.
Eternally.
We got it. We got it.
Hugging and
What?
squeezing and kissing and
Yes.
kissing together forever.
Oh.
The real one.
Come on.
Yeah.
One more time. We got it. What?
So long as I'm living true love, I'll be giving to you. I'll be serving 'cause you're so deserving.
Yeah.
Hey, you're so deserving. You're so deserving. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love.
Everybody, please, one more time. Give it Nick and Erin a round of applause. All right, at this present time, I'd like to introduce the bride of the father to come up with a speech. Will you all please give a very nice round of applause to Mr. Rich Skirka.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to say, what did you just have for lunch to give you all that energy? Oh my God. What I want to say is, maybe I should apologize ahead of time. Trying to follow Terry's act of last night is a difficult task. You did a wonderful job. You had me in tears, so that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, so first of all, welcome everybody to the celebration, which earlier we all know we witnessed the welcoming of Nick Wagner into our family. We would particularly like to, re-welcome Nick's parents, Terry and Yvonne. Nick's sister, Alyssa. And her husband, Felix. Right? Sister Melanie. And of course, Layla. She's not here, but, she's cute enough that Eric Clapton wrote a song about her, so. Next, I would like to welcome my sister and her husband, my sister Karen and her husband Jay. Erin's brother and my firstborn son, Eric, and his lovely wife, Allison, who, by the way, if you haven't noticed, maybe you haven't because she's not really showing, but she is going to have our lineage preserved with a boy at the end of December. So that's really good. Really, we were worried. Okay. Next, of course, the beautiful Kirsten and her husband Patrick. And what a great job Patrick did reading the prayers of the faithful today in church. He was the only one that I could really hear on the microphone there. So it was very meaningful. So I love it. And of course, they're the parents of our currently 2 beautiful grandchildren who you've probably seen roaming around here, Ella and Rory. So our pride and joy. By the way, we are hoping that Rory takes golf seriously. So, my brother John, who lives in New York, was intending to be here. He works for a company called Borg Warner Automotive, and I talked to him several times. He was planning on being here, and I'm not sure if it was the governor or the president of the company. They were anticipating that there might have been a pretty aggressive quarantine kind of a situation if he returned after a decision was made. So he's here in spirit, and we miss him. Others who are important to all of us in the Skirka family and the in-laws are Margaret's parents, Ella and Ivor, who are no longer with us. My parents and Karen's mom and dad, Mary and Clem. And of course, an important part of Erin's life was her godmother, who I took care of for like 5 years, and she and Erin were very close, and they never had children, so they adopted her as theirs, and they're very well, they're missed beyond belief, and she's got a lot of things that are keepsakes from Shirley with her on this special day. So Aunt Shirley, we miss you. Oh yeah, one more person that we need to acknowledge is, of course, Margaret. I didn't forget you. She's been my partner in all of this and beautiful wife for almost 44 years. And I would say that she probably carries the dominant gene among the females in our family if you look at all of them. So, okay, so let me talk about Nick for a minute. Oh, by the way, I'm going to keep this short because last time I did a speech for Kirsten's wedding, a gin game broke out in the back of the room. So Nick. Okay, so Nick, based on what you said, Terry, I think he's a little bit like me. He's kind of a non-traditionalist, respectful guy. And so I think he had to work the nerve up to ask me for what, someone usually asks you for when you have a beautiful daughter. And so we had a foursome that I believe Eric was part of, Patrick was part of, Nick, and myself. So let's say it was 10 o'clock. All of a sudden, we get a call that Pat can't make it and Eric can't make it. So it's Nick and I. As it turned out, that was all intentional. So I can imagine how Nick felt playing 18 holes with in his mind, his future father-in-law, and having to wait. He waited till the 18th hole to conveniently lose his ball, and I'm driving the car, and he says, I think I hit it over here. It was right by the 18th bridge, which is out here. You could see the clock tower in the background. And he goes, Mr. Skirka, I really didn't hit the ball over here. He says, you know why I'm here. You know why this twosome exists. I go, I'm stupid. I didn't know. He goes, and he didn't do anything traditional about, I want to have your daughter's hand in marriage. What he said to me was, I want you to accept me to be part of your family. Now, that's unexpected to say the least, but that's Nick. And, you know, that has really stuck with me for a long time since he's done that. And it speaks volumes to our family about him wanting to become part of us. And what a gentleman. And everything that you said about, oh my God, it rang volumes with me. Okay, moving on like a herd of turtles. Okay, so we're in 2020 now, right? I tried to think of a theme for something to say the year 2020. It also connotates, I don't think there's any ophthalmologist here, but 2020 vision is something that came to my mind. So I looked up the definition of it, and it basically says you can see clearly at 20 feet, which should normally be seen at that distance without any glasses or contacts or anything. But it also said that having 20/20 vision does not necessarily mean you have perfect vision. So you got to keep that in mind. But as it relates to both of them, I think you had the perfect vision for each other. You know, it's just like, how did this happen? If you think about the odds of this happening, they both went to Indiana. I never expected Erin to go to Indiana. I thought she would follow her senior sister here, with who she honors the ground she I really thought, Mom did too, thought you were going to go to Illinois. I was ecstatic when you went to Indiana because I'm an IU basketball fan. So anyway, fast forward, finding somebody from that distance is really special. So, and just think of this. No IU equals no Nick, right? So that would have never happened without IU. So you guys notice the flag flying over here? That's a big part of kind of the legendary relationship we have here. But as the wind blows and certain conditions were met, Erin was sort of seeing one of Nick's friends at the time, and 2020 kicked in. 2020 kicked in. And we're so glad it did. We couldn't feel more grateful for Nick. He's quite a gentleman and has the patience of a saint. And I'm not exaggerating. The guy never gets angry about anything. I don't know if anybody noticed this at the altar when I let Erin go and handed her over to Nick. I grabbed both of their hands and I placed them together, and I put mine on the bottom and top, and I pressed real hard. And I kind of visualized that, and I think I told him this. I'm welding you together because you never asked me for her hand, okay? So anyway, that's kind of corny. All right. Let me talk about Erin for a minute. Erin was quick from the start. Quick, Q-U-I-C-K. Okay, if you can imagine this, Margaret was pregnant. I'm at a board meeting at a previous club I belonged to, and we're having a pretty heavy discussion on finance. And all of a sudden, the door opens up, and some old man is shouting, "Rich Skirka, get your ass out here," through the meeting. And it was, of course, Uncle John. And he had taken Mom from home. I don't think there was maybe a little bit of evidence that you were starting a little labor going on. So anyway, we got there. I didn't have time to buy lottery tickets on the way there. I couldn't run real hard over railroad tracks to try to force some gravity to go to work. But by the time we got to the hospital, from that point where she was walking through the ER door till the time Erin came was 17 minutes. Quick. All right. So why do you think that happened so quick? I say it's because Erin's always curious about everything. She was so curious about what was going on outside. But she was quick. And Nick, as far as curious, at that point she wasn't curious about you at all. But quick, Erin is quick, so quick delivery should be her nickname. And some of the reasons why I feel like this is because, number one, Eric, you could vouch for this. She's a quick study. She picks up stuff easy. She's a quick talker, as everybody probably knows. A quick decision maker. A quick eater. A quick spreadsheet designer. A quick skier, which we all do. And to her detriment, a quick putter. If she would slow down a little bit, she'd make more of them. Erin knows what she wants, and getting it is easy for her. Ask her siblings. She's my little sweet one. I am sad and happy for this day because she's become Nick's little one. But I know she will always be Daddy's little one in her special little way. So back to 2020 vision. Here's a few words of advice from me as it relates to vision. In any conflict between the two of you, force each of yourselves to let the other have the last word, because that way it'll end sooner. As soon as one guy gives up, and it's only temporary, Nick, don't worry, it's just for the time being. Once your kids become of age and you have something to deal with that is maybe argumentative, wait till they go to bed, okay? Don't keep a scorecard on each other. It's the worst thing you can do. Well, I did this and you did this. Don't go there. Do it because you want to do it for each other. Don't do it like you owe me one or you owe me three. That's difficult. That's a difficult thing. Try as hard as you can and as often as you can to let your spouse know how much you appreciate them in words. Through acknowledgement of some action that happened that day, but let them know. Let them know how much you appreciate it. And I think that'll keep you healthy. Always keep God in the mix with everything you do. That's one of my important ones. And kindness is the perfect fertilizer for a healthy life. So that's it. Any questions? Anyway, thank you for bearing with me, and onward. Thank you for being here.
One more time, everybody. One more time again for Mr. Rich Skorka. Okay, and right now, we are going to have the mother's prayer.
Erin asked me to lead us in grace, but it has to be in Norwegian because that's the one that my children know that they were raised up with. My parents were immigrants from Norway, so I was raised speaking another language and certainly learned English by the time I went to school. But what you learn as a child, you don't forget. And I would have had some of my Norwegian family here. I have a double cousin, and she was scheduled to come, but of course that's not possible with COVID, and I would have had her up here because I'm an only child as well. But I'm going to say a couple of sentences to them in Norwegian about wishing them a good life and just a few short sentences, and then I will do the prayer. So, ha det godt I hele livet. Vær forelskere I hverandre slik som du I dag. Vær snille med hverandre. Jeg håper du har mange gode år I sammen. Og jeg håper at jeg blir en mormor igjen. I bet you got that last sentence. I said I hope that I'll be a mormor again, which is certainly a family. Okay, so I'll start the prayer. It's only 4 lines. It's very short. Jesus, and you guys want to say it with me? They all know it. I Jesus navn går vi til bords og spise og drikke på ditt ord. Det er Gud til ære, oss til gavn, så får vi mat I Jesus navn. Amen. Rich says I should interpret that. In Jesus' name and in Jesus' name, går vi til bords, go we to the table, och spisa och dricka på hans and eat and drink in his name. God is our king leader. We are his people. So we receive food that is blessed and in his name.
We're going to have a speech from our matron of honor. Would everybody please give Kirsten a very nice round of applause? Come on, people.
All right. How does everybody feel to have made the cut? Pretty good. We are in phase 4 of Illinois' reopening plan, which allows us all to be here tonight. We are also in phase 1 of Erin and Nick's wedding. In order to move into phase 2, the following marriage metrics must be met. Nick has to put down the toilet seat, pay his landlord the rent on time, and not roll his eyes at his mother-in-law. If there is a surge in complaints made by Erin, we won't hesitate to stay in phase 1 until a marriage vaccine is met. You guys like my governor impression? No? No? Okay. But really, thank you all for being here tonight. I know it's been a stressful time for everybody involved tonight, and especially amplified for a bride and groom trying to plan their special day. So I hope you like to drink. Our first toast is to Erin and Nick. So raise your glass to the bride and groom. As you have kind of heard already, because we have material that overlaps, there are 2 other important marriages to recognize tonight, starting with Mr. and Mrs. Wagner, celebrating 40 years in October. The 2 met at Iowa State and Ames before settling down in Fort Wayne, raising 3 wonderful children, Alyssa, Melanie, and Nick. And then we have Rich and Margaret Skirka, who almost didn't make it through that stay-at-home order, but they too will be celebrating their anniversary in October, 44 years. They met at their first job out of college, but Mom tells me the bowling alley is really what sealed the deal. And they raised Eric, myself, and Erin. So we'll do another toast to the 3 couples. I think an important part of marriage is the support you surround yourself with. And Erin and Nick have 84 years of marriage example before them. So that's pretty awesome. Now, some of you may know that Erin has been waiting a long time to get married. Some would say she's even started the preparations before the engagement. She bought her first place by herself. She taught herself how to cook from things not out of a box. And she's probably had that wedding registry going longer than 11 months. But how do you know if you're really ready to get married? Am I right, Nick? Yeah. How do you know? Yeah. Well, I'm not an expert. I've only been married a few years myself. I do think you need PPP. Planning, positivity, and a pandemic to get married. So we start with planning. 11 months ago, Nick gets down on one knee, asks Erin to marry him. She cries, says yes, calls our mom, and within an hour, she had the church and the reception booked. Actually, Erin is so good at planning, she managed to do this whole wedding without Nick having a bachelor party. That's pretty skillful. Positivity. Erin has been, as you've heard from other speeches, she has been a dream through this whole thing. From the big things like her wedding dress to the monogrammed napkins that are maybe a smaller thing, Erin has had a smile on her face, and I think it's because she was really, really excited to get married. The phrase actually was uttered in January. Why do people complain about wedding planning? What could go wrong? And then a pandemic hit. So shortly after we returned from Erin's bachelorette party in Naples, most of you girls were there, the stay-at-home order went into effect. And at first we thought, 2 weeks? This is great. We can always do the things we've always wanted to do. For Erin and Nick, that was Ozarks, Love is Blind, and Tiger King. But as the 2 weeks passed by and the days and the weeks went on, we all realized that the situation was a little bit more serious, and a big wedding in July was in jeopardy. Erin and I avoided talking about the topic for quite a while until finally I did get the nerve, if you will, to ask Erin and Nick what they were thinking. And I will tell you this. Nick answered first without hesitation and said, no matter what happens, I want to marry Erin on July 18th. And I think that should put everything into perspective for all of us. At the end of the day, it's not about the grand formal affair, the sparkler send-off, or the honeymoon in Maui. And while those are all wonderful things, it's about two people taking a vow in front of God to always love and honor one another. And that's what you both did earlier tonight. So Erin and Nick, we all wish you a marriage full of faith, family, friends, food, and lots of little kids. And we all want you to know we'll all be here for you in case that marriage vaccine is never found. So here's to Erin and Nick one more time. Please don't keep social distance on your honeymoon. Cheers.
Would everybody be cursing a nice round of applause? All right, would everybody give a nice hand for our best man, Nick? Would you all give him a nice hand? Come on.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate the support. For those of you that may not know me, I'm Nick Broussard. I'm Nick's best man, privileged to be his best man. First of all, I just want to thank the Skirka family for an incredible event. Honestly, very impressed with how everything has come together so far. And that includes you, Erin, because I commend you for putting up with the craziness that is 2020 and bringing this all together and still finding a way to have an incredible ceremony and event. And I feel fortunate to be a part of it. So thank you very much and great job. And to the Wagners as well. It's been fantastic. And really, honestly, I think in a weird way, this is a fantastic opportunity to have a little bit more of an intimate ceremony. This is not traditional, right? You usually have these large weddings, and I feel like this is an awesome opportunity to really be around the people that you love the most and that love you the most. So thank you very much, and again, very impressed. First of all, I just want to say also, you look absolutely stunning, and that's not just cliche lip service. I heard George say that earlier, and he's extremely shallow. We all know that, and that means something coming from him. So, beautiful. I'm proud of you both, and I just want to say that over the years that, Erin, you've become such a good friend to my wife, Sarah, and it's been awesome to get to share our relationship, the fact that Nick and I have become such good friends over the years, and that to see that you and Sarah have kind of bonded during that time, it's been fantastic, and we really, really appreciate you. But I do want to talk mostly about Nick. That's my job. So I want to start out by saying my title as best man is a bit of a misnomer, because the best man that's in this tent right now is that guy right there. I'm gonna maybe disappoint and surprise some of you. I'm usually kind of a jokester, maybe push the boundaries a little bit, but I want to keep with the theme of this event. It's a little bit more intimate. Maybe January will have a little bit of a different theme for my speech, but I wanted to speak from the heart tonight. That's why I didn't write anything down. I just wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to talk in front of your family so that they can see the man that they have created and the person that you've become. And I feel like they should be extremely proud of the person that you are. I met Nick in, I think, January or February of 2010. We were in a fraternity together at IU. And through those years, him making pledges sizzle like bacon, I got to know a person who is extremely wise for his age, beyond his years. And truly, I'm a year older than Nick, but in a lot of ways, I look up to Nick. And I've always been able to go to him for any advice. He's the most reliable person I've ever met in my entire life. And I credit you two for raising this individual. He is truly just an incredible person and such an impressive man. And his nickname is Dad. I don't know if you know that, but that really explains the type of person that he is. He's extremely paternal. He's always there to take care of people. Now that's before he has a few Miller Lights, then he becomes Gus. But that's a story for maybe the January event. We'll talk about Gus later. So part one of my speech series here, this is called Nicholas J. Wagner, the man, the friend. Part two in January will be the roast of Nick Wagner. So I'm going to keep it a little bit more straight-laced, like I said. But Nick, you've meant so much to me over our years of friendship, and I hope that Mr. and Mrs. Skirka realize that they are extremely fortunate to have you as a son-in-law, to take care of their daughter. I recently, we were graced with awesome news that my wife is pregnant, and I think about if I have a daughter, how lucky I would be for her to find a man like you someday. And I truly mean that. You impress me so much, and I think that's why your friends here, and they can all speak to this, they gravitate towards you because you take care of the people that you care about. And I know you're going to be an incredible husband throughout the years. I know you're going to be an incredible wife, but you are a very lucky woman. He's going to take care of you, and I really look forward to spending many years in friendship with both of you. To that end, I want to cheers to both of you. So raise your glasses, if you will. To Nick and Erin, congratulations, and to many blissful years. Cheers.
Everybody, please give Nick another nice round of applause. Come on. All right, you all enjoy each other's company. Everybody, come on, give them a nice round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Erin and Nick.
I was only walking through your neighborhood, saw you light on honey in the cold. I stood anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. I've been getting used to waking up with you. I've been getting used to waking up here. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. There you are. There you are. You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine. You're the fire and the flood. Since we met, I feel a lightness in my step. You're miles away, but I still feel you. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. Late at night, when you can't fall asleep, I'll be lying right beside you, counting sheep. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. There you are. There you are. You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine. You're the fire and the flood. Now listen here, she said, boy, when you know, you'll know, and I know. You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine. You're the fire and the flood.
Yeah, everybody give a nice round of applause. Very nice. Nick, stay out there. We're going to have you and your lovely mom come on up. Would you all please give them a nice round of applause?
A precious little baby boy tucked in his mother's arms listens as she asks the Lord to keep him safe from harm. He looks at her and wonders as he hears his mama pray for God to bless the baby girl who will marry him someday. Wading pools and big boy tools, his busy hands at play. She prays for other tiny hands that will join with his one day. Keep her safe, make her strong, guard her body, heart, and soul, and let her life be filled with love. Like the path that she's begun, give her faith, or she's the one who will grow into the woman who will stand beside my son. A lovely bride comes down the aisle. Mom's eyes are filled with tears. Her son is joining with the one she's prayed for all these years. She sees God's hand, his perfect plan in the couple standing there. She breathes a sigh of thanks to God who heard a mother's prayer. The marriage vows are spoken, exchanging of the rings. She prays, oh Father, now I come and ask for one more thing. Keep them safe, make them strong, guard their bodies, hearts, and souls, and let their home be filled with love. Like the path they've now begun, give them faith, they're precious ones. Let them grow into a couple who will glorify your son. As Mom sees them standing there with the future they now share, she breathes a sigh of thanks to God who heard a mother's prayer.
All right, everybody, give this very nice trio couple nice round of applause. All right, Erin. Oh, yeah. You and your father.
Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream the night away. But there's a woman rising. Let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the light. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. When you were growing, I watched you every day. As we grow older, I want you shine and stay. because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again because I'm still